Sabila Vargas, CNN, Hollywood.
Back with me now, CNN contributor Roland Martin. All right, so a lot of people concede they haven't seen it, but they think if the show tracks like the website, there will be highly offensive, stereotypic images of black people, and they're wondering why BET would buy into that. Why would they air something that makes blacks look bad?
Well, again, I mean, there's been long criticism of BET and its programming in terms of videos and other kinds of shows. At the same time, you have people who are criticizing a show. You said a lot of people haven't seen it. No, most folks haven't seen it. I'm going to talk to a couple of folks, Greg Braxton of the Los Angeles Times and our own Sabila Vargas, who saw it, and Greg wrote about it. I talked to Sabila before we came on the show, and she said, look, a lot of things you see on the website, you don't see in the show. She did say they do have the educational components there. And so it's difficult for me to listen to all of this outrage for a show you haven't seen. I say hold your powder until you see it.
So you don't think it's fair. And yet let's put up on the screen something that Jasmyne Cannick had to write about how the show, well, you know her, will be received. It won't matter if you're part of the upper class black bourgeoisie or bourgeois when your 13-year-old Timmy tunes in from white suburbia. And won't matter if you don't even watch the show once these images are broadcast on national TV. That's going to be the image of black people for everyone, everywhere. Are you ready?
Yeah, but here's the other issue, though. BET also has another show called Baldwin Hills that showcases an upper-income African-American neighborhood in the Los Angeles area that is complete opposite of what some people are describing. So how can you say, well, BET, you're wrong if you show this, but then you don't offer praise if you show this particular show? And so again, you have all of that. A lot of this is because of perception of the historical views about black entertainment television, because people feel as if it should be a public affairs network,
it should be empowering, it should promote nothing
all of that. But you know what? If the people who believe that, they really believe it, they need to watch it. That's what they need to do, because when they
what the ratings would be?
And that's precisely my point. Now, the other piece is you also have to acknowledge the reality. There's only one major black cable network in America. BET is about 85 million homes. I'm a commentator for TV One cable network, targeted to adult African Americans, 35 million. Only been around 3 years, but again, African Americans spend in excess of $4 billion a year on cable programming, yet there's really only been one network. This is an issue of balance and what kind of images you actually see. But Paula, I got to hold black folks accountable as well. Do you know the #1 show in black households was Flavor Flav's show? Also, I Love New York, a spinoff of that show.
But
and also
people
Charm
don't watch
School.
Those shows. What is the problem you have with those shows?
Because those shows were also stereotypical. They show black folks and some whites on the show in absolutely crazy, heinous, unconscionable behavior. Yet African Americans watch it. So at some point, you can't sit here and complain about a show about what kind of images if you actually watch it. You can't. It's a double standard.
And we see that contradiction played out with white TV too.
I got you, but obviously the difference is, whites, there are a number of shows they have. So African Americans say you only have one network. But the other piece is, people are not criticizing VH1 for those shows, although it's a sister network of BET. So is there also a double standard? We're going to hold BET to a higher standard than VH1? I say if it's offensive, you criticize them across the board. But the bottom line, wait till the show comes on before you begin to denigrate it and say it should be taken off of the air when you haven't even seen it. That makes no sense to me.
It's America, Roland.
Oh,
that's what we do.
But I will also hope the people who are outraged with this will also fight those cable systems and say, put the other black cable networks on, give us more options than simply one. And so take your energy and channel it in that area. Don't just say what I don't like, also say what I do like and give them that equal praise as well.
That's the harder part of the equation.
Well, because it's holding people accountable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of these same folks don't want to be held accountable. And so they call my radio show, trust me, I'll hold them accountable in a second, and we should hold them accountable here as well.
And you know what I'm accountable for right now?
Time.
Commercial break.
I understand.
Someone's got to pay for this.
That's right.
Bye, my friend.
Check needs to clear.
Yeah, exactly. Millions of people go looking for dates online, but some of the men out there have an ulterior motive that is downright